All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Yirong Wang. I'm the educational technologist in our Center for Teaching Excellence and Innovation here at YUNTFS. It's my pleasure to thank you all for joining us today for our CTEI Webinette. The Webinette genre of teaching center programming is the one that we owe to Dr. Cosette Lemelin, who's the Assistant Director of the University of Alberta's Center for Teaching and Learning, designed to fit faculty members' tight schedules and preferences for varying engagement levels. Webinettes offer concise 10 to 15-minute learning opportunities. At CTEI, we are honored to adopt this efficient and interactive approach, featuring a brief recorded presentation and a live unrecorded Q&A session. And we hope this format allows you to effectively manage your time and engage in fruitful discussion on this exciting teaching and learning topic. The image on the slide is a single-cell graphic that depicts an adult person shoveling snow off of the stairs leading up to what appears to be a school. A young student in the wheelchair asks the adult, "Could you please shovel the ramp?" After the adult replies with, "All the other kids are waiting to use the stairs. When I get through shoveling them off, then I will clear the ramp for you." The student in the wheelchair responds, "But if you shovel the ramp, we can all get in." At CTEI, we understand access to be a shared responsibility between everyone in the spaces we host and facilitate. We strive to create accessible spaces that reduce the need for you to disclose a disability or impairment for the purposes of engaging fully as your whole self. And in doing this together, we commit to welcoming disability and the powerful changes it brings into our spaces. Our apologies that due to the Zoom glitches, captions and transcripts are not currently available. Apart from that, let me ask this. Is there anything else about this Zoom call that we should address right now? At any point, if you find that the access could be improved for your engagement and learning together with us today, please private message either me or Tommy Mayberry in the Zoom chat, and we will bring it to attention for actioning together. I would like our workshop today to begin in a good way. In a good way is a phrase that often used within Indigenous communities, especially in North America, to express the intention to approach a task or interaction with respect, sincerity, and positive intentions. I know that we've got people online from all over Canada, but I would like to honor the land that I'm connecting from today. The land where I currently live and work is called Brossard, or the South Shore of Montreal, Quebec. It's the traditional and unceded territory of the Kanien'kehá:ka, a place which long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst many First Nations. The map on the slide provides an overview of First Nations and Indigenous communities around the Brossard and Montreal areas. It is published by the Government of Canada in 2023. Being a first-generation Asian immigrant woman in Canada, my history does not align with many Canadians whose backgrounds are mostly Western and white. Still, I perceive myself also as a settler on this land. And with that being said, we all have responsibilities in relationship to the people and the land that we live on. We as settlers do not own the land. Instead, we just have the blessing of living alongside that piece of land or the land that we reside in for a period. Recognizing and respecting Indigenous people goes beyond simply acknowledging territories, and is more about actively engaging in the ongoing process of learning, unlearning, and relearning their genuine ways of living, thinking, and being in a relationship. Prioritizing indigenous peoples and cultures in our work and lives will guide us towards truth and reconciliation. Today, we're diving deep into the world of academic integrity, right in the midst of the fast-paced changes brought on by generative AI. We've got two main goals here we're aiming to hit together today. First, analyze how generative AI is shaking up academic integrity in higher education field. We will talk about the big challenges these high-tech tools are bringing to the table, especially the tricky part that they throw our way. And then our journey continues as we pivot towards enhancing academic integrity among university faculty and students in this era. This part focuses on developing actionable strategies and fostering an environment that not only adapts to the challenges brought by generative AI, but thrive in nurturing a culture of honesty, fairness, and ethical scholarship at here YUNTFS. As we proceed, remember that our job is not just to address these pivotal themes, but to transform our insights into practical and actionable strategies that resonate with the evolving dynamics of our higher education. So welcome aboard and let's get started. Academic integrity defines the ethical principles essential for scholarly work, including honesty, fairness, respect, and responsibility. Institutional culture around academic integrity involves teaching these principles, addressing misconduct, and ensuring all members of the academic community, from students to instructors, adhere to these principles. This commitment is crucial for maintaining the integrity of academic credentials and the overall quality of education, making it a fundamental aspect of university life. Here at YUNTFS, academic integrity is regarded as a guiding principle for students, faculty members, and staff. The university values openness, honesty, civility, and curiosity in all academic endeavors. The academic integrity and honesty principles apply to the initial assessment of applicants, the treatment of students during courses, and all assessment procedures. All members of the university are obligated to maintain the highest standards of academic honesty and to foster these practices in others. All members of the academic community must ensure that all materials used in courses or assignments submitted for assessment adhere to established standards of academic honesty and to the Canadian copyright law. Now let's take a moment to transition our focus to the challenges that generative AI presents in the realm of higher education assessment. Generative AI tools have made it incredibly easy for students to generate essays, reports, and various assignments that appears sophisticated and well-researched with minimal input and effort. And this can pose a challenge to academic integrity as it blurs the line between original student work and AI-generated content. The ease of access can undermine the educational objectives and outcomes, which are designed to foster learning, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. When students opt for AI-generated content, they might miss out the opportunity to engage critically and deeply with the material, explore different perspectives, and develop their own original voices. AI models, especially the latest generations, have become incredibly proficient at generating text that is coherent, contextual relevant, and stylistically varied. And this makes it difficult for our faculty to distinguish between content written by a human and that generated by AI. Even current AI detection tools may not be as effective as they promised, especially considering the released false positive rate. Students might use AI to draft their work and then refine it with their own insights and edits. And this hybrid approach produces a final product that blends AI efficiency with human input, which further challenges the traditional mechanism of academic integrity verification. Student relying on generative AI tools for academic tasks has a potential for undermining learning process itself. When students use generative AI to complete assignments, they may bypass the critical thinking process that occurs through deeply engaging with the material, conducting comprehensive research, and crafting arguments or solutions to problems. This sole reliance on AI can lead to a superficial understanding of the subject, where students may be able to produce assignments that look impressive but lack in-depth and genuine comprehension. This not only affects their academic performance, but also their readiness for professional challenges in their future careers. Having explored the difficulties generative AI poses to assessments, let's now shift our focus towards what faculty members can do to maintain and enhance academic integrity. First, it's vital to foster a culture of academic integrity, and this can be seamlessly integrated into our course materials, brought up during class discussions, or emphasized through clear examples of the consequences associated with academic misconducts. The goal here is not just to inform, but to cultivate an understanding of the value of originality and the importance of learning. For example, faculty can introduce a practice where students submit a declaration alongside their assignments. The declaration would assert that their submitted work is genuinely theirs and free from any AI-generated content. Such a step not only deters students from leaning on AI as a crutch, but also reinforces the principle of taking responsibility for one's academic integrity. As we navigate the evolving landscape of generative AI in education, it's crucial for our faculty to communicate expectations clearly and transparently with students. Here's how we can approach this. Simply communicate to our students exactly how and when they can use these AI-generated text in their coursework. And this includes providing detailed instructions on citing and attributing AI-generated content properly. By doing so, we're not just setting the boundaries, we're also fostering an environment of transparency and trust. Of course, it's not just enough to write these policies down and pass them over to students. We also need to actively discuss them with our students, both at the start of the course and also as we introduce specific assignments. This ongoing conversation is vital in making sure that students understand and respect those guidelines, which eventually helps to maintain the integrity of our academic work. Another effective strategy is to closely and attentively monitoring the progress of student work. By observing student work as it develops, instructor can spot inconsistency or sudden shifts in writing style, quality, or understanding of the material. These changes might indicate reliance on AI-generated content or other forms of academic misconduct. Regular check-ins and progress reviews also encourage students to engage actively with their assignments, And this continuous engagement might reduce the temptation to use generative AI as shortcut, as students are aware that their progress is being monitored. The challenge that students might submit their work doesn't truly reflect their own effort has led some of us to consider technological means to identify such misuse. However, it's important to approach this with caution. The effectiveness of technologies designed to detect AI-generated content is, frankly, not reliable. Although certain differences in tones and style might tip off a keen eye, distinguishing AI-generated submissions from student work with absolute certainty is often more complex than it seems. And many detection tools claim to identify AI-produced work, but these claims are not always backed by solid evidence. In fact, testing has shown a significant margin for error, which raises concern about the possibility of wrongly accusing students of academic dishonesty. Given these uncertainties and the risk of mislabeling student work as AI generated, we strongly advise against the sole reliance on automatic detection algorithms for policing academic integrity. Instead, a more fruitful strategy involves building trust with our students and designing assessments that genuinely reflect their knowledge and learning. Nurturing a trust-based relationship with students is not just about preventing cheating. It's more about understanding the technology and setting thoughtful boundaries for its use. It's more about getting to know and trust your students as human beings. It's more about forging a path that values the integrity and the richness of learning experience. Redesign assessments for authenticity is the last but not least strategy. One of the first steps in redesign assessment is to revise your grading schemes and rubrics. We should shift our focus towards evaluating competencies that generative AI struggles to mimic. And this includes critical thinking, the ability to construct a compelling argument, or the skillful evaluation of evidence. Encouraging or requiring students to submit drafts of their work is also effective. This practice not only helps to identify potential AI-generated content, but also open the door for meaningful feedback. It's an opportunity for educators to guide students on how to enhance their work, ensuring that the feedback loop is constructive and growth-oriented. Drawing from the work of Grant Wiggins, an authentic assessment is one that is real-world related, demands innovation in judgment, and actively involves the students in the subject matter. It mirrors the complex scenarios one might encounter in the real world or professional life, requiring a nuanced application of knowledge and skills. Authentic assessments are not just about finding a single correct answer, but rather about applying skills and exploring a range of solutions and approaches. Building in opportunities for feedback, rehearsal, and refinement. Authentic assessment allows students to improve and deepen their understanding. Thank you once again for your participation and dedication to advancing academic integrity in the age of generative AI.